This is Economy Watch, what you need to know about New Zealand's economic life today. Brought to you by interest.co.nz.
Kia ora, and welcome to Wednesday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect Aotearoa. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz. And today we lead with news the world's factories are getting busier, especially in India. But first, the strong run of American retail sales is continuing. Sales at bricks and mortar stores on a same-store basis were 5.3% higher last week than the same week a year ago. That extends the 5% expansion to 4 consecutive weeks and the above-inflation streak to 8 consecutive weeks. There are American PMIs out for April overnight, the internationally benchmark set, but they revealed growth slowing amid signs of demand weakness. The factory PMI slipped to a minor contraction, and the services expansion slowed marginally. However, sales of new-built houses soared 8.8% in March from February, the highest level in 6 months and rebounding from a 5.1% drop in February. Demand seems to be returning despite elevated mortgage rates. Meanwhile, building consents and housing starts eased back in the month. This will have the effect of tightening inventories of unsold new builds. The latest US Treasury bond tender brought rising support and rising yields. But the push higher seems to be rising. Almost $184 billion was bid for the $69 billion on offer. The median yield on these 2-year notes was 4.85%, up 31 basis points from the prior equivalent event. A year ago, the equivalent auction went for 3.92%. In fact, investors are now starting to price in a chance of a US Fed rate hike rather than a cut in 2024. In Japan, their factory PMI made big gains in April, meaning the sector is now stabilised and no longer contracting. Their services PMI rose at a good rate too, expanding faster. Both are now at 11-month highs. And Taiwan's industrial production rose 4% in March from the same month a year ago, confirming the strong recent export order data we had previously reported. But the retail sales growth impetus is slowing, up only 0.7% in the month. The severe flooding in the Pearl River Basin in southern China continues and is predicted to get worse before it eases. And led by its factory sector, India's PMIs revealed economic growth continued to strengthen in April. Positive demand trends fueled new order intakes and output. In both cases, the rates of expansion were their fastest in close to 14 years. India is in a significant expansion. In fact, it is now enough to topple Japan from being the 4th largest economy globally on a gross basis sooner than expected, although nowhere near on a per capita basis, of course. That switch is expected to happen in 2025, a year earlier than previously forecast. The Eurozone recovery is building momentum in April too, according to the overnight release for their PMIs, but the price pressures are also revived. In Australia, their flash PMI rose at a good clip too, expanding for a 3rd consecutive month and its quickest pace since April 2022. Although most of the rise was from the services sector, like Japan, their factory sector improved sharply as well and to a stable level. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 4.60% and down 2 basis points from yesterday. And the price of gold will start today marginally lower, down $4 to $2,326 an ounce. And oil prices have risen $2 to just under $83.50 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price is up a bit less at $87.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar starts today up nearly a quarter cent at just over 59.4 US cents. Against the Aussie was softer at 91.6 Australian cents. Against the euro we're unchanged at 55.5 euro cents. That all means our trade weight index starts today at just on 69.1 and a little change from yesterday. And the Bitcoin price starts today virtually unchanged at $66,766. Volatility over the past 24 hours has been modest at just on plus or minus 1%. You can find links to the articles mentioned today in our show notes, and you can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again on Friday because tomorrow is a public holiday in New Zealand.